How una day?
Wetin dey happen?
How una day? Wetin dey happen?
I do what? Where am I say?
The Don Pedro Show.
The Don Pedro Show. The Don Pedro Show.
The Don Pedro Show.
The Don Pedro Show.
Don Pedro Show.
Don Pedro Show.
This na Don Pedro Show. Make sure you stay tuned.
Good day, viewers. This is Don Pedro Okonkwo, Ben Television here in London. And here in London this week, we have a very wonderful and a momentous occasion, which the Trade Ministries is doing here in London, in the UK. And I have the opportunity to be in the presence of Bishop Mike Okonkwo, whom you all know. So I'd like to welcome the Bishop to your presence. Bishop, good afternoon. Bishop, I want to take you out of the comfort of that to ask you some things that other people in the Christian faith would like to know your opinion about. First of all, it's about the gay bill that was passed in Nigeria, where the government is saying that there shouldn't be the opportunity for men to marry men or to go out with men, and women the same way. So what is from your own opinion about this gay rights?
Well, the scripture is very clear concerning it, and I don't think there should be any argument or contradiction. God made them male and female, and he made them in his own image, male and female, and a man and woman. He never made them man and man in order to be married. That's very clear. Though God's intention right from day one, through the law of first mention, tells us clearly what God's intentions are. So for me, it's a welcome position in Nigeria. We are excited that our government is able to put their feet on the ground and take such decision.
But as a man of God, would you condemn people who are practicing that?
I wouldn't condemn them, but I will show them the way, what they're expected to do.
Yes.
I wouldn't. I mean, the gospel does not condemn.
Yes.
The gospel shows you alternative,
exactly,
and then gives you the choice to choose.
Yes.
So that's the way it is.
Yes.
I will give you the choice. I mean, you have the choice to you should make your choice. But
yes.
I wouldn't go about saying, oh, you are going to do this or go that. I just tell you, these are all the options.
Yes.
You make your choice.
Yes.
But whatever you choose, don't forget, you are going to bear the consequence.
That's correct. Bishop, I hope you have packed your presidential jet in Heathrow Airport.
Well, I wish I had one, but I've not yet got a jet.
I'm surprised. Why not? That is the cars that bishops buy these days.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I wonder why people are uptight about bishops buying jet or men of God buying jet. In Nigeria right now, we have close to about 250 jets.
Yes.
In the country of Nigeria.
Yes.
How many ministers of the gospel own any? Apart from probably 4.
Right.
Apart from 4 out of 250 jets. So my question to people, are we saying that it is all right for those of them who are CEOs of banks, who are CEOs of conglomerates, to go on jets, and those who serve God, moving from nation to nation, should not own a jet?
Wouldn't it be too expensive to run a jet of your own?
Is it
you came here without a jet, you said.
Yes.
Wasn't it comfortable for you to have come?
Is it impossible for God to bless somebody with a jet?
No.
So if it's not impossible, so why should it be an issue?
Well, you see, the children of God who come to seek for God's face,
yeah,
especially the majority of them who are poor, it's a public opinion that these people should be helped more. But
I am in agreement. Right. Absolutely. I will not, desire a jet at the expense of my congregation. Obviously, I won't do that. But at the same time, I wouldn't say that if God decides to bless me with a jet and I see that I need it,
yes,
that I will, because of it, throw it away.
For the need, right.
I will not throw it away because I know what I suffer in African nations.
Right.
When I travel in African nations, meetings that should only take me one day, at times I'm stuck for 4 days because of the flight situation. It's not like what we have in Europe.
Wow.
And yet I have a lot of appointments in most of the African countries. Yes. So you waste a whole 3 days for nothing.
Yes.
And time is money. I would have been able to be useful to different nations.
Yes,
if I have a means of transportation that will take me from place to place. So if we have this system in place in Africa, really, probably I don't need it. I will know that once I get to the airport, I can catch another plane, go to another country, anywhere I can go to. But that is not the position.
Yes.
Right now, those of them in Nigeria
Yes.
Who own jets
Yes.
have massive responsibility.
Wow.
And I will not envy them. I will not say they are doing the wrong thing. Massive responsibility around the world.
Wow.
And so why would they kill themselves? Simply because they are men of God.
So they must have something that
If God has blessed them with it, I mean, take for instance, let me go down to this. Take the pastor of Redeemed Christian Church of God.
Yes, of course.
Pastoring over 30,000 plus parishes around the nations of the world, and he's on the road every other day.
Yes.
Will you tell me that it is wrong for him to have a jet that will be able to preserve him? The man is 70-something years of age at this time and still going.
Yes.
Whatever will keep him alive, for God's sake, let him have it.
Well, I'm still with Bishop Mike Okonkwo here. You just heard about the jet issue, which a lot of you talk about, and this is the angle of a man of God, which we respect. But I've not finished with him, and the show continues after this time out.
How una day?
Waiting they happen.
How una day? Wetin dey happen?
I do what? Where am I say?
The Don Pedro Show.
The Don Pedro Show. The Don Pedro Show.
The Don Pedro Show. The Don Pedro Show. Don Pedro Show.
Don Pedro Show.
This na Don Pedro Show. Make sure you stay tuned.
And then, thank you for your time, Bishop. I just wanted to take you into the stand of Christians in politics. This is a time when the general election is coming up in 2015 in February. What is your take on Christians in politics?
I think that is a welcome development. But the only regret I have is that the present people who say they are Christians talk about Nigeria's situation.
Yes.
They are not really, they need some more training. What we did unfortunately is to throw in people who profess Christianity into politics, only for them to get there and found that this is a murky water filled with crocodiles.
Wow.
And so some of them are being eaten by crocodiles because they have not been trained. So what we are doing now in the Christian community, in our constituency, is to develop a template where we are now training them, making them know, look, you are going there not to line your pocket.
Yes.
You are going to politics not to just fulfill all righteousness and maybe be one in the number, but to represent the kingdom. And in representing the kingdom, it requires price. You have to pay price. You have to lose some things. And so you don't go there to start looking at how they exchange money.
Yes.
You must be an example to them. That's what we are teaching now. Because what they did in the past is just, are you a Christian? Go to politics.
So you're talking about leadership training.
Leadership training, discipleship, strong discipleship, and making sure that you truly have a calling into governance.
Bishop, this is the first time we are hearing this. How has this been going on and where is it going on?
It's going on because we have now the Institute of National Transformation across the country where we are now training people. It is one of our strategies. We have seen that people who answer Bartholomew, Jones, and Mary, and all that, and they attend churches, have disappointed us in the corridors of power. They got there and saw the money and turned their back on the church. The pastors cannot talk to them again. No one can talk to them. The money has made them crazy. And so we went back to drawing board and found that we made a mistake. That it's not just about saying somebody is a Christian. What type of Christian? Is he the type that you can say, except the corner quick fall to the ground and die, he abides alone? Yes. Or just any nominal thing? And we found that we really have not discipled those we sent. So that's why we went back to drawing board and saying, hey, anyone that we're going to support who is a Christian must be trained.
Would it be the type of INT, the one that Professor Anibogu does?
Anibogu. And the book is one of the, yes, his own is there. And then we also have apostles in the marketplace.
Wow.
That is also on. And then different churches are taking it as a serious responsibility.
So the Christians are coming back to the political arena in Nigeria in a more full and more transparent form. I hope that will work, because the problem we have in Nigeria is that the Christians go to church on Sunday, and when they come back from church, they throw the garment away and they become the people of the world. This is a welcome news. Bishop, there's this church in America where they are serving God naked. Have you ever heard of that?
This is the first time I'm hearing that.
Oh yeah, there's a church in Texas. They say because God created us naked when we were born, they must worship God naked.
I think that's
in the house of God.
That's an aberration as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
They should just, I think that the devil has come out of a closet. That's the truth.
Yeah.
The truth is that we're in the last days, and people are getting involved in all kinds of things, and then coming up with that God said when God has nothing to do with it. As far as I'm concerned, it's not acceptable.
There's even a church in Kenya where people go and pay £20 in order for the minister to tell them if their name is in the book of life. And if the name is not in the book of life,
then what do they do?
So that he can help to intercede.
The Bible says in the last days, perilous times shall come, and also that one of the end time signs is deception. That a lot of people will be deceived. And that's what is going on. Jesus said, when they say, here is Christ and there is Christ, you should not listen to them.
Yes.
That it is not part of his own agenda. So many of these people are just end-time signs that we must run away from. Anything, manifestation or any type of signs that one sees that's not validated in the scriptures should not be accepted. It's magic. It's a familiar spirit.
Absolutely.
Outright.
Magic. I agree with you, Bishop. Well, if he's the man of God in this state, you can say that, of course. He's not quoting just by himself, he's talking about the Bible. So, Bishop, how's the family?
Wonderful.
How's the family life? How many children do you have?
One.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have a very robust, healthy, and enjoyable family life.
Wonderful.
My wife is involved in ministry.
Yes.
My daughter loves the Lord. She has received Christ for herself.
Wow.
Because that's most important.
Yes.
You know, at times, preachers' children, we preachers assume that simply because our children followed us to church every day, that automatically makes them born again. That's a wrong assumption.
Right.
Every preacher must ensure that he personally leads the son or the daughter to Christ. Ensure they are born again, and not just because they are following you to church. So that's one of the things that God has helped us concerning our daughter. She holds her own anywhere, loves the Lord.
Do you need help with legal issues such as visa applications or immigration matters? Has your application been denied on more than one occasion? Whatever your issue, immigration, crime, employment, family or housing, ANC Solicitors are here to help. We provide legal support and expertise that you can depend on. Call us now on 020 3581 2097. We pride ourselves on offering our clients a full commitment in providing a favourable outcome to their claim. We specialise in immigration and human rights law, and we have an understanding of the need to provide affordable legal services. Call ANC Solicitors now on 020 3581 2097 or visit us at ancsolicitors.com. ANC Solicitors, legal support at your reach.
Bishop, you still if you speak pidgin English, so?
Small now.
But why is it small? You both don't
No, not really, because you know, as you go from place to place.
Yes.
If they go from nation to nation, not every nation they hear pidgin English. So you only speak pidgin English where the people they hear.
What do you remember in pidgin English about how you grew up?
Now how they speak now. They want.
When you say grow up, how you express that to us?
Me, I grew up for Lagos.
Okay.
I be Lagos boy,
Wow.
and from the time where my papa born me, they take us early to Lagos.
Yes.
We live all our life on Lagos for Papa Road, and
wow.
I go to school in Ijero Baptist. From Ijero Baptist, I go to Offa.
Yes.
I was in Offa, say mass school, and from Offa I go secondary school for Mayflower.
Ooh, you can
He can finish for Mayflower because my school colleagues, they laugh at me, say I don't know my hometown. So I decided, say I go back to Igbo land to finish. So I go Igbo land, go finish my secondary school.
Okay.
For Merchants of Light Oba.
Wow.
So when I finished for 1963,
Oba, that's Onitsha, isn't it?
yes, close to Onitsha. When I finished for 1963, I returned back to Lagos. Now for Lagos, I did work for ACB before war started.
Wow.
So when war started, I returned back to East.
Yes.
So when war ended, that's when, that time Jesus called me. So when Jesus called me now, I answer Jesus.
Right.
So you can see now where Jesus take me to.
But please tell us, because people like say they do us why you handsome like this? Why you still there so fresh?
I refuse to die. Why should I be old?
Because I see your hairstyle.
Yeah, I go there do amo. I go there.
Well, viewers, you know, say last week, Cardinal Arinze was with us. And we interviewed him and he speaking in pidgin English. But you can see the Bishop beat him for here because the way Bishop carried the pidgin English, even myself, I was surprised. So we thank Bishop for the opportunity to speak to him. Bishop, you can say any blessing to our people, to the viewers.
Viewers, I am so excited that you're able to watch this program. I believe that it has been packaged for you specially. Everything that has to do with God brings a blessing. And so let me pray that God's glory will rest upon you. Father, in Jesus' name, I pray for all the viewers. I pray that you will impact them in a unique way. Let this year be special for them. Lord, establish them in all their endeavors. Open heaven for them and let their ground always produce. I speak the blessing of heaven, the blessing of the earth, and the blessing of the deep over your lives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Do you need help with legal issues such as visa applications or immigration matters? Has your application been denied on more than one occasion? Whatever your issue, immigration, crime, employment, family or housing, ANC Solicitors are here to help. We provide legal support and expertise that you can depend on. Call us now on 020 3581 2097. We pride ourselves on offering our clients a full commitment in providing a favourable outcome to their claim. We specialise in immigration and human rights law, and we have an understanding of the need to provide affordable legal services. Call ANC Solicitors now on 020 3581 2097 or visit us at ancsolicitors.com. ANC Solicitors, legal support at your reach.
And here we go. In a very important time in our lives, as Africans, as black people, Caribbeans, all over the world, it is very important that we know where we stand with nature. This is not about religion, this is not about politics or about anything at all. It's about our life. What are the things that affect us? What are the things that are likely to affect us? At what age? Man and woman, no matter where you are. And that's why I took my time to go to a very reputable place and look for somebody that has a distinguished personality and knowledge in this field, not all those kind of people who just talk and because they want to talk. I have somebody very unique, somebody you like to meet. Come with me and meet Alison Henry, a health and nutrition expert from Harley Street. You know, Harley Street is one of the top medical places in the UK. Now, Alison, good day, and how are you doing?
I'm absolutely fine, thank you very
I've
much.
been longing to meet you.
Oh yes, me too. I've been hearing so much about you, and I'm so glad we're able to meet, all in the name of good health.
It is.
Without health, we cannot meet. We're in bed. We're far away from our loved ones.
That is very
Yes,
true.
there you go. Excellent.
Alison, tell us, what are the things that surrounds our race, the black race? I'm talking medically now and health style.
High blood pressure is one of the biggest problems we face today. High blood pressure is absolutely so high. 16 million people are diagnosed, and they're saying there are more people who are suffering high blood pressure, and high blood pressure is related to our heart, cardiovascular system. So a lot of us are walking around, we don't know the numbers. We need to know what numbers we're experiencing, what numbers we're having.
Yes.
So you go to your doctor, you come to someone like me, and be able to check your blood pressure. The blood needs to flow. This is like a car traveling on the road. If the road is bumpy, the cars cannot travel properly. Yes. Another thing that's very high in around our people is the diabetes. Our body not able to control sugar
Yes.
Because the pancreas, the beta cells part of the pancreas, is not able to produce enough insulin to help our body to use sugar in a way that it should.
Yes.
Another thing is weight, of course, overeating, the lifestyle,
Yes.
okay, not understanding nutrition and how to use food as medicine.
That's right. So, don't make me uncomfortable now, because I think I have a little bit of weight. But it's not about me, though. Now, yes, you've really come from the top, which is blood pressure, high blood pressure.
Yes.
How did we get into this? I mean, is it more of the black race or other races? This is what they get?
Yes, Asian people seem to suffer this a lot as well. Okay. And the reason why is our diet. And we are very stressed. Overall, people are just very stressed these days. We stress for everything, from work life to family pressure as well. Sometimes we go through the pressure at home, you know, and we take it into the workplace. Plus workplace stress, plus on our way to work stress. And that's in our adrenal gland, which sits just above our kidney there, the back there, that overworks. We get adrenal gland fatigue. We're meant to have like a teaspoon of sugar in our blood at all times, you see? And this constant bombarding of the sugar in the blood can lead to high blood pressure. Taking in the wrong type of salt, like table salt, it upset the epithelial walls.
No, excuse me.
Yes, table salt. It's not the
normal salt we all take at home.
I know.
I mean,
how can it? The salt, you see, the salt is like a nail. The wrong type, when we use the wrong type of salt, like table salt, it acts like a nail. And like a nail, just imagine a nail scratching a wall.
Yes.
So it damages our epithelial walls. It damages the inner lining of our cells.
Are you saying we shouldn't take salt?
We should take in the right type of salt. The ideal salt to have is the Himalayan salt, the pink salt, because it has all the minerals, some 83 minerals in it.
Wow.
You see? So this is a nice salt to have. It's a bit kind in our system. However, people who have got high blood pressure have to be very careful with the amount of salt they take in, even the good salt. But yeah, we really need to be staying on top of what we do to stay well, especially people in our people. Our people are most challenging when it comes to
salt.
Because, well, yes, salt.
What else are we going to look at?
Well, carbs. We take a lot of things like yam.
Yes,
all the yam is very, very powerful food, especially people who are going through the menopause.
I'm guilty.
Ham is I love yam. I love yam. Yam is my staple food. It's my basic of my food. It's very filling. It's very, very nutritious.
Yes.
Packed with magnesium, good for the bones, good for the brain, good for the skin, good for the eyes and so on. Very, very good.
Okay.
But the only thing with it is a high-calorie food. It's a high-calorie veg. You see? It's a root vegetable. It's high in calories. It's high GI, which means it can send our blood sugar way up. You see, if we take in too much. You see? It's quite a nice, creamy texture, isn't it? And you always feel the need to eat more of it. So, you know, of course, eating more will have the excess weight storing.
Yeah. What other food do we have to watch out for?
Well, one other thing we can watch out for, of course, is chips. The white potato, you see? And really...
Chicken and chips.
The fried food. If we can really steam our foods, if we can grill our foods, is much better than frying our foods. We fry the food, we use certain type of oils, and when the oils change their structure. Our cells, our deoxyribonucleic acid, our DNA, is not able to recognize these changes, and it causes the cells to malfunction. And these things potentially can lead to cancer. You see, we need to take in the right food so our cells know what to do when they receive the nutrients.
Listen, food, I mean, you talk about chips. It's one of the most
I know.
you can buy, you know
I know. I used to do it myself. I used to do the fish and chips all the time. But I'm thinking of all those different chemical changes that goes through when you cook chips. You know, chips is a very high fatty food. But you see, I'm not saying it's not all too bad if we can balance the food.
How do you do that?
How do we balance the food? This is where our fruits and our vegetables, but not high-calorie vegetables, of course. Things like carrots and sweet potato is a better food than yam, for example.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sweet potato is less dense on calories.
Okay.
Not sweet potato, the nice, and it's also good for the eye, quite high in vitamin A. Yeah. So that's a nice one to steam, of course. Carrots as well. I talk about carrots just now. Good for the eyes. Very high in vitamin A. Very good dietary fibers. It's helping us with the bowel. Cabbage is very good as well. There's many things we can have. We can have turnip, another high-calorie food. But having one turnip, for example, and we complementing that with carrot, that's a nice balance. You see? Because usually what we eat for, we eat to feel full, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
You see, we eat, doesn't matter how nutritious the food is. Yeah. If you feel that you don't feel satisfied, you'll feel hungry. Yeah. Because psychologically, you don't feel full.
No.
You see? When I say psychological, from a nutritional point of view, you're full. Yes. Nutrition-wise, you've reached, you feel full. Your body's satisfied nutrition-wise, but we eat until we feel this bulk. You see? And that's where the psychological thing comes in.
All right.
So we need to control what we eat and balance our foods. More greens on our plate, that's what I say.
No, you see, I just want to say, I mean, this is mind-blowing and explosive. I'm sure a lot of our viewers, you have had all this in different ways, but this is coming from someone who's an expert. She's told us now about two very, very vital things we should watch out for: high blood pressure and also what causes diabetes. Now let's go for more, because we need to know more.
Yes.
Now, so what else affects the black people?
Well, we did talk about weight, and it mustn't be taken lightly, because weight contributes to many other factors. You see, it contributes to so many things. When we're carrying too much weight, when our BMI, our body mass index, when we're carrying too much fat, if you like, too much muscle, too much more than our body can handle, our heart got to pump blood around our entire system. So we put a strain on our cardiovascular system. Okay. This will damage things. We talk about our epithelial. We'll damage things like the artery linings. You see? Of course, we talk about the kidney. When you got too much weight going on, you can lead to weak bones or osteoporosis. Because, of course, the excess weight leaves the body in the body goes into an acidic state, an acid state, and the body has to pull or will pull calcium from the bones to try and neutralize the acidity. You see? So that deprivation, it continues, and over time, we get osteoporosis, weak bones. And of course, if we get weak bones, where the calcium going into the bones.
So what's osteoporosis?
Osteoporosis is weak bones. Osteoporosis is weak bones because the calcium is leaching or coming from the bones to try and balance this acid environment that a person who's carrying this excess weight, excess weight, the pH, the potential hydrogen. You see, it's like if this room is cold, you wear a jacket. If it's hot, you take a jacket off. The body is constantly checking, is everything all right? And if it's not, I'm going to take minerals from other body parts to make sure I can balance this body. And that deprivation continues. And that leads to a whole lot of ill health. So just controlling the weight alone, by itself,
wow.
It will take the body out of stress mode.
Well, back home in Africa, you know, when you have weight, it means you are rich.
Yes, I know that. Yes, I know that. Yes, that's interesting. Yes.
And when you are skinny or you lose weight, people are asking, what has happened to you?
Yeah, what's happened, baby? You're sick.
So what is the average weight that you? I mean, what is the average weight of a human being?
Well, I tell you something. What's important to know is every human being weight is unique to their structure.
Okay.
So if someone is large, for example, they're big bone, then she carry a bit more mass, if you like.
Okay.
Yeah, a bit more muscle, a bit more tissue than a skinny person. If a skinny person is skinny, they'll be carrying for their frame. The excess we must not carry. We don't want the excess, and we do know that because we can weigh ourselves on the scale, and that's one way we can tell if our BMI, our body mass index, if we are carrying too much more than we should be carrying. And if we're carrying more, we need to be looking into that, into bringing the weight down. While big is nice and looks rich and looks flamboyant and is associated with all these wonderful things, the heart is saying something different. The coronary artery is saying something different. The pulmonary artery is saying something different. The coronary artery is the main artery that supply the blood to the heart itself. The heart is saying, I need my supply of blood. I need my own supply of blood to keep me pumping. My job is to pump. And that guy usually gets clogged up. The coronary artery gets clogged up. I do tests here where we can see that.
Wow. This is mind-blowing. And
the calcium in the bones, the calcium deposit, the systemic stress, leading the person feeling tired, fatigue, low energy. And these things can be counteracted with healthy eating, you see. All the tests I do here is about that. You're able to see these calcium deposit in your bones. You're able to see why people are feeling tired after many hours of sleeping and all these things. So healthy eating is very powerful, and it should happen at any age. Very important to get it in.
What
See?
about our red oil? I've heard that our red oil is so rich.
Oh dear. You know,
Palm oil.
while red oil looks rich and it looks like it's full of antioxidants because of its color and everything else, it's not the best oil compared to olive oil, coconut oil, you know, almond oil. Coconut oil and olive oil they're very stable oil at high temperatures. So this makes them very unique. And if we want to know which oil we should be cooking with, look at the price. The price tells us a lot. We cannot afford for the wrong oils to go into our system, blocking pathway to our brain, impairing our memory, impairing our DNA, impairing how our cells should divide.
The oil.
The oil. We've got the wrong oil going in. The body don't know what to do with it. We can end up having things like fatty liver. We don't want our liver to become fatty.
No.
We don't want fat deposits in our blood with potential stroke. So we need to get our food right.
Wow.
And that applies to any age. You know, because of course when we age, our body's changing all the time. We got to deal with those changes. So we got ill health at an early age, plus the lifestyle, plus the age factor changing side of things. So you got to catalogue, they're compounded.
Oh boy. I thought I'm doing an interview just to have, you know, somebody talk about health, but I'm just like a patient, you know, trying to even know more about myself and my environment, because I'm a black man, you know, and here am I understanding more better how I can make myself healthy and live longer, possibly.
Longevity.
And also to have a good lifestyle.
Yes, and indeed, and in addition to that, to free ourselves from disease. We don't want to be diseased.
No.
Everybody knows somebody who is unwell, who is experiencing some kind of ailment and is impairing their livelihood.
Yes, I always say to my friends, I wish you long life in good health.
In good health.
In good health.
And we put the health last, that's the thing. We put the health, if you said to someone, what are you planning to do? Well, they never start with good health.
No.
You know, we need to look after our health.
Oh my God, listen, it's so, you know, I mean, this is something we need to know every day as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Not even once a week or once a month.
And one good way to remember it is to look at what you're doing now. You're having fun. You want to continue having fun. That's it. I'm having fun. I'm out here talking to you, you know, in the clinic today, in Harley Street Clinic. I want to be here. I'm seeing many people with many challenges that can be avoided, all because they've had a good breakfast. There's a lot of people skipping their breakfast. They're not having the oats. Oats is very good.
Oh.
Yes, oats is very good. Oat cereal for breakfast. Also because oats bind with cholesterol in the bowel. Oats bind with fat in the bowel, helping it to leave through our number twos, when we excrete, you see? So therefore we're protecting the blood, we're protecting the cardiovascular system of these horrible deposits and gets caught up in the blood with all the potential and causing the potential risk we talked about earlier on, the high blood pressure and the stroke and so on. So oats is very good. Having a banana, having an apple in the morning for breakfast, but leaving with no breakfast, someone can gain weight. Not having breakfast, we can gain weight because the body goes into starvation mode. It's saying, well, I'm going to slow down my metabolic rate. I'm going to slow down the rate at which I do things because I'm not sure when Alison is going to eat again.
Yes.
So then I wonder why I'm feeling a bit bloated, why I'm having water retention, why all these things are happening. We need to eat. It's like a car needs petrol. We need to fuel the body appropriately so that it will burn energy appropriately and keep us well.
Alison, I mean, I'm so excited to know what I'm knowing now. I mean, yes, viewers are watching and also are learning, but I am learning too. I mean, to be honest, what other ailment are we to watch out for?
The other thing we can look out for is men with the prostate cancer. Oh. Because
Hold on.
Yes.
Can we talk about the women first?
You know, men are not going to get away with it. They do get things too.
Oh,
and the only reason why we talk about the stress factor, and poor men, they do run for us women sometimes, you know.
We do.
That's all they do. And the men, I do radio. I'm on Omega. I'm actually a radio presenter as well. Wednesday afternoons.
Yes.
And between drive times, so that's 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And last week I was talking about menopause, women menopause and male menopause, andropause.
Hang on there. Did you say male menopause?
Male, yes, or andropause.
Women menopause?
Yes, men go through the lifestyle, the midlife crisis as well.
Hold on,
yes.
Hold on.
They experience it as well.
Pedro Show continues after this time out. Men menopause?
Advertise on the Don Pedro Show and reach millions of people in Europe, Africa, anywhere. On Ben Television London, Sky Channel 182 or online at www.bentelevision.com. Every Saturday night at 10 p.m. GMT, watch African film reviews, dog pigeon, patois, email info@donpedromedia.com, telephone 44788-955-8886. Which one you did?
Welcome back to Don Pedro Show. I'm still with Alison, and Alison is giving us a mind-blowing. I've just recovered from that men menopause. Now, come with me and let's hear if it is true, because I only know of female menopause.
Male menopause, it would never go away. Every single man on this planet to be affected. And with women menopause, of course the same. Every single woman needs to know about it.
How does men menopause occur?
Well,
and when?
Men, what determines a man's characteristics is testosterone, you see? And that when that drops, the man can become moody, he become aggressive. So women will be saying, you know, I don't want to be my husband anymore, because I hear women talking about this stuff. But because the women are not aware of the symptoms that men experience when they go through male menopause or andropause, they want to ditch him because they might think he's seeing another woman. His behaviors change profoundly.
Yes.
And the symptoms are very important because there's a cocktail of them. You see, so the mood swinging, he may become violent, he may become aggressive, he may become moody, he may lose his sex drive completely, he might become impotent, all these things. You see, and the man have no idea that these changes are literally waiting in the wings for him. However, if he's eating correctly, he can delay those. And in addition to that, if he's eating correctly, if he's de-stressing, doing things like yoga, exercise, walking, and wifey's not shouting at him too much when he don't get things done around the home.
Yeah, that's
you know, if wifey's loving him a bit more and he feel more needed, men need to feel needed and loved, just like women, you know, and because men are men.
Yes.
And you always think a man should be like hard and you know and be able to be tough. You know, men need attention, need love. They need to be massaged. They need all the love that woman can possibly give them from their prince, yes, or their queen. They need that. You see, and men can get very down about these things. If we depress, we can push our body into early male menopause or early andropause.
Really?
A man can bring on those. A man can lose his sex drive earlier because he's stressed. He's constantly stressed. It can lead to things like prostate cancer.
Oh, wow.
You see? Because the stress causes the bones to lose calcium. Because the body is trying to neutralize the acidity that it comes on with stress. And that calcium, if you got a weak kidney and the kidney is not able to get that, and of course he's lacking nutrients in his body, and that calcium needs to go back to the bones from where it came from. You see, it needs to go back to the bones. You've got a stressed out kidney. He's not getting the nutrients in, so the body gets the signal or the instructions to send it back to the bones. The kidney will try to filter some of it out. You see? So the extra calcium can cause things like calcification of the kidney. It can cause calcification of the prostate, hardening of the prostate tissue. Yes? Does that sound like problems? That sounds very problematic. Very problematic.
Sounds very,
very problematic.
dangerous.
Yeah.
And these can be caused by stress.
It can be caused by stress, and the
also
stress can bring on the early menopause, the early changes that a man experience. You see, a man can stay fit and well for God for many years. They reckon the average body can stay very healthy and good. I mean, look back at history. How people used to live very long.
Of course.
How distressed they were.
Yeah.
How distressed was the environment. If we go outside now, I'm often thinking, oh, I'm going outside now, and I'm thinking, my poor liver. It has to deal with all that toxin in the environment from the cars. You know, and that alone, the whole body's... So you're stressed with home issues, work issues, midlife crisis. You're changing because of age and all these factors. So can you see why it's so imperative? It is so imperative to get our diet right. We're faced with all these challenges, and we don't know what next.
This is mind blowing.
You know, and we're going back to the women menopause that we're just asking about. The women.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm a man, and you just beat me to it, and you decided to go digressing into it. So I want to know everything I need to know about men menopause. So is it because of our lifestyle, and is it because of the kind of environment we live? What are other factors?
One of the big factors is stress. Okay,
Stress.
the first one is age. Okay,
Age,
but
stress.
I don't like to use age. Age for me is nothing but a number. And if we understand why we experience early change, why a man who is 40, his body is behaving like he's 80, and when I do a lot of the tests here in Harley Street, I see some men who see me they're 45 and the body is behaving like it's 90.
My God.
Their organs are behaving like a 90-year-old organ, and that concerns me.
Yes.
But I'm not too concerned, because after the test, I'll be able to show them what nutrients we need to bring in place to help their body to counteract a lot of the things that they're experiencing. But with men, a lot of it is stress.
Stress.
They're very young, and the body's behaving like 90 because they're stressed. They've got all the challenges at home. A lot is expected of them. You know, the wives are demanding quite a lot of things, or they've got multiple girlfriends, perhaps, and they're just really kind of coping in these situations. And honestly, they do. And they come in here with lots and lots of stress. You know, because I'm a stress management consultant.
Yes.
And what I'm seeing men for, I'm thinking, God dear, come on. You know, come on. You know, because the women, you see, it's a bit of a swing in this, because the women are going through the changes.
Yes.
The women have lost their interest in sex.
Yes.
And of course, because the menopause thing kicking for the women. And, you know, and they're becoming very moody and very aggressive and all these different things. They're losing their memory, and they're becoming anxious. They're not sleeping properly. All these things happen with the women. The man, because he have no idea, or he's not fully aware of the symptoms that the woman will experience when she's going through her so-called midlife crisis.
Okay, let's just get the women on now.
Yes.
When does it happen, really?
For women?
And how does it happen? What makes it happen?
What makes it happen?
Yes.
They usually said that the ovaries reduce its production in eggs to a point where it stops. Like a chicken laying eggs.
Yes.
As a chicken will lay for eggs forever. At some point the chicken will stop.
Yes.
So the women stop producing eggs, and these eggs come from the ovaries. So they stop ovulating.
What time does this happen in their life?
This usually happens, I reckon, sort of around 40, 45, okay? So I'm very worried, but I'm not quite worried, because I do eat healthy, and I'm trying to delay that. You got me now. It's very important to understand. This is why nutrition is so important, because I am battling with it, and I'm making sure that my body stays well nourished, that my pituitary gland stays well nourished.
You look well, though.
Oh, thank you very much. I eat well because I'm very scared about menopause.
Wow.
And I'm really petrified the fact that, I mean, you know, I just tell you quickly, perhaps a bit off camera perhaps, women supposed to have at least, some women have never experienced this, it all helps, it's all part of the being health and menopause and so on as well. Women are supposed to have, on average, about 13 orgasms, okay, in one session, okay,
No.
13, okay,
cute.
some women have never had one. Okay, this tells us a lot about the person's hormonal stage.
All right.
Very important. You see, very, very important that is. Some women have never had one. Some women struggle to have one. You see, some women just about can scrape two.
Yes.
It tells a lot about their hormonal side of things.
All right.
Very, very important. But with respect to the ovaries and how it begin to stop producing eggs, this is part of life cycle. It will happen to every single woman on this planet. Okay. At some point, the eggs will stop being produced by the ovaries. But what is important, though, we can delay that factor or that fact. We can delay it.
That's a good word.
Okay?
How?
We can delay it by healthy eating, by nourishing the body, by giving the body the nutrients that it deserves, by not giving the foods, the overcooked foods, yes, the fried foods, steaming the foods, getting the vitamins and minerals in. A lot of the foods haven't got the vitamin and minerals. We're living a very hectic lifestyle.
Yes, of course.
We're like taking the bucket to the well. And we never check the base of the bucket to see if its integrity is there to carry the water. All we know is the base of the bucket fell out one day because we've never checked that the base was getting weak in the first place. We don't MOT our health. And that is why I encourage people to come to this clinic here and get tests to see where they are. MOT our health. For longevity and wellness.
For longevity and wellness. We have to MOT our health. And that's where Alison comes in, because that's what she does. But then, before we go, I want to know more about the women menopause. What are the signs as well? You're talking about the age, between the age range, right?
Yes, yes.
What are the other signs?
It can come on earlier with stress. I said from 40 upwards, but it can come on earlier.
All right, so
it can come on earlier.
Both
yes,
sex, yeah.
absolutely. Stress affects both sex. Both will experience the changes. We can delay those changes. We can delay those changes.
But the major one about women is
the major one when we can delay those changes, and also we can delay those changes, and also we can alleviate a lot of the symptoms, some of the horrible symptoms that comes or is attached with it.
Right.
But the women, first thing you find is they're moody. The mood swings should go through the roof. The mood swings, they're depressed a lot, they're more argumentative, they wouldn't do some of the loving things they used to do before.
Okay.
And one of the biggest ones you notice, they try to avoid the bedroom.
Avoid the bedroom.
They try to avoid the bedroom.
Yeah,
they wait until they probably fall asleep, or they wait until you come in late,
Yeah.
or they find something to distract you because they're trying to avoid that. Because maybe they're a bit shy, depending on what relationship you have with your partner. They'll probably tell you they're experiencing some changes.
Yes.
They'll be experiencing things like painful sex,
Yes.
dryness in the vagina, and they really don't want to be doing anything, when they're in pain.
Yes.
But you may not understand that. You may say, oh, probably been with somebody else. That's why you may not understand they're going through this pain because of if a woman comes to you and experiencing pain in that private part. You might say, how is this possible? You might think, first of all, she probably went with somebody else. But this is one of the symptoms. But this one she may tell you very last, if at all. You see? But the more you engage with our partners, we can be able to tell them all the things we're experiencing, and they could support us. And not run away because they think we're just becoming grumpy and old and miserable.
So they should be at least engaging.
Engaging and understanding and supporting each other through these changes. And
Engaging, understanding, supporting.
And supporting. And eating right together. Understanding the food that you would prepare for your husband, understanding if you're preparing food for your wife, understanding the foods you prepare for her, and understanding when you sit down to eat together, even if it's 2 days a week, try to do it together. It's all growing and learning and loving each other. Do it together, eat together, spend time together.
Yes.
That is all healthy as well. You see, we get to learn more about each other when we engage with each other.
Yes.
But eating well, we understand, you can see your partner putting on weight. You can see your wife is becoming a bit more this. You can see if he's got too much of the wrong thing on his plate. You can see if his plate is not balanced. You see what I mean?
Yes.
We need to eat right, and we need to do this together, and that way we go through things together and understand each other's challenges when we're faced with them.
Now, the female menopause, does it affect their physical...
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. It affects the appearance because they look miserable all the time anyway. They're feeling down, so the face change. It affects the weight because when we're going through the menopause, the weight, the body, the metabolism, the way the body handles the weight has changed profoundly.
So they add more weight or
they put on more weight.
They put on more.
You see, they put on more weight because the body is slower at breaking things down, at producing the energy.
Yes.
It becomes like a fuel, burning very slowly. The body becomes more sluggish, more sluggish. Yes.
I am in the clinic of 104 Harley Street, and Alison is here in 104 Harley Street. Harley Street, by the way, is one of the topmost medical centers in the whole of the United Kingdom and London. And I know Don Pedro Show goes through all over the world, most especially in Africa and in Europe. And you know when you come to have someone who can give you all the breakdown about life itself, when you come to Harley Street, you never go wrong.
Do you need help with legal issues such as visa applications or immigration matters? Has your application been denied on more than one occasion? Whatever your issue, immigration, crime, employment, family or housing, ANC Solicitors are here to help. We provide legal support and expertise that you can depend on. Call us now on 020 3581 2097. We pride ourselves on offering our clients a full commitment in providing a favourable outcome to their claim. We specialise in immigration and human rights law, and we have an understanding of the need to provide affordable legal services. Call ANC Solicitors now on 020 3581 2097 or visit us at ancsolicitors.com. ANC Solicitors, legal support at your reach.
Hi, my name is Emily Holland and we're outside London Fashion Week. We're here to see a show, Mimi Fassi, and I'll see you inside. This came out the Mimi Fassi show and it was wonderful. Vibrant colours, abstract lines. Also, we spoke to a lot of young people today about what they were wearing and who inspires them. Okay, we're just going to ask the girls what they're wearing today for us.
Ooh, Oh, well, it's not very good for the weather, but I'm wearing this see-through top that's by AQAQ, and this jacket is by Marnie and H&M, and then this skirt is from Finders Keepers.
Wonderful.
I'm wearing, actually it's all Kelly Loves. She's like one of my favourite designers. So head to toe in Kelly Loves. My necklace is from Mint Velvet. My bracelet's from Whistle and Bango. And my nails are Henry Holland.
Very nice.
Excellent. What are the one thing that you love about London Fashion Week?
I just like the buzz. It's always really exciting. Everybody comes out to play with their pink hair, the purple hair, different outfits, and dressing really inappropriately for the weather and for like pain. My feet are killing, but it's all good.
Yeah, I think I just like the excitement of it and like seeing what people wear. Because I think there's quite a fine line between being homeless and being fashionable sometimes. Like, maybe I'm just not fashionable enough, but some things I really don't think are fashion. But it is really interesting, and obviously seeing the shows and being able to take inspiration from the collections into my own style.
We are outside one of the events for London Fashion Week. We're just gonna we just met this lovely guy, and he's gonna talk us through what he's wearing.
Well, I'm wearing a Burberry trench, Ray-Ban sunglasses, a vintage TT leather jacket, Nico Didona t-shirt, Topshop skinny jeans, and a Tory Burch tort.
Well, okay, so what shows have you come to see today?
I Bashar Ivan and then Mimi Farsi, and I'm going for Yulia.
Okay, so what do you love most about London Fashion Week?
London Fashion Week, well, for me, because I've been in fashion for quite some time, it's a time when we all come together. It's like you've not seen these people for a couple of months, and it's good to catch up with everyone and see the new collections, see the designers and what they've spent like 6 months working on, and see their good work.
Okay, so are you a designer or are you a stylist?
I'm a blogger.
I'm a brand new blogger, and my blog is called Flash and Passion, FLASHION Passion.
And what do you blog about in particular?
I try to specialize myself into men's style. Yeah, but I pretty much blog anything I like, really. But my blog doesn't have any rules. It's pretty much all about fashion.
So what designers inspire you the most?
I'll say D Squared. I'll say I've got so many that I really, really like. But at the moment, I'll say D Squared.
So do you think that the blogging trend has come full bound? Why do you think that is?
I think blog is so powerful. It's almost as powerful as a magazine now. So personally, I really enjoy doing it freely without, having to respect any rules or pay anything for it.
So what sets your blog from everyone else's?
Basically, probably the content, because it's most of my posts are really smart and informative at the same time. I'm really trying to prove my point. Each and every time I post something on the blog, I really try to elaborate on why this is actually on trend or why this is something that I actually really like.
Okay, one last question. What are you wearing for us today?
Today I just wanted to be really, let's say formal, but at the same time feel really comfortable. So I decided to go for a complete outfit from Zara. So pretty much everything that I'm wearing, even the accessories, is from Zara. Apart from the watches from Michael Kors, the shoes, the suit, the ties from TM Lewis, and yeah, the vest is from Zara as well, which you can see now. Yeah, so pretty much everything. I'm brand loyal, so.
Okay, wow. Okay, thank you so much.
How una day?
Wetin dey happen?
How una day? Wetin dey happen?
I do what? Where am I say?
The Don Pedro Show.
The Don Pedro Show. The Don Pedro Show.
The Don Pedro Show. The Don Pedro Show. Don Pedro Show.
Don Pedro Show.
This not Don Pedro Show. Make sure you stay tuned.
Welcome to Don Pedro Show. I just catch a very big fish for a small ocean. This man comes to London and anytime, every time, for one thing or the other. So this time around when he come, I say I go bring him to and I make we know waiting carry Alibaba come into London. Alibaba, how now?
I did,
Welcome,
my brother.
to the
Thank you very much. Oh, thank you.
What did you
Ite when I see you?
Eh?
Ite. You can't scars like Nepal light for Nigeria.
Now wow. Now Coliseum, I think I see you last.
Yes. The old one. When we had the glamour night for Riepu.
Yes.
It was I said, where you did Femi Shegun, Shegun Joseph. Where's Shegun Joseph?
Deep America, I think. You don't take.
Now wow.
All the boys there.
Things have they've all matured.
But it's a good thing because that time too, you know, say when you just finish your NYSC now.
Yeah, true.
You know they sleep.
Because the thing is they hustle. You know, I had a different kind of career. It not be like the other people that way. Okay, they don't sing before you come.
Yes.
So
How una day?
Wetin dey happen?
How una day? Wetin dey happen?
I do what? Where am I say?
The Don Pedro Show.
The Don Pedro Show. The Don Pedro Show.
The Don Pedro Show. The Don Pedro Show. Don Pedro Show.
Don Pedro Show.
This not Don Pedro Show. Make sure you stay tuned.
Shunana Malam Jeruba. This is Don Pedro Show. I show that Aspersis culture makes you to be happy. It reflects the true Nigerian nation for Nigeria. Don't touch the dial. Nigeria, where God is the president.